Good morning, good morning, good morning. Stephen here. So this morning we've got something a wee bit different, and it's with me. We have no guest. You guys have got me for the next hour on my own, and I've not I've not done this yet on the Soul Man Surgeries, but I thought, like, why not? Why should I not come on and talk to you guys about the thing that I do, or the things that I do, and the most amazing things that I do that I absolutely love and adore? So today's quite a special surgery, shall we say. Today is all about me and you guys. So today, what I am going to be doing is we're going to be having a conversation with you guys. We're going to be chatting to you. But equally, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some intuitive, or not even intuitive, I'm going to be doing some card reading with you. And I'm going to be using more specifically the major arcana from the Rider-Waite Tarot. And the major arcana, for anybody who doesn't know, the major arcana is life's larger secrets. The word arcana means the secrets of life, or life secrets. The minor arcana is all the little things that are going on in your life, and the major arcana are all the larger things that are going on in your life. Now, people always ask the question, why do people seek spiritual guidance? Now, spiritual guidance, it is just that. Spiritual guidance, it should be just guidance. You know, anything that anybody says to you, you shouldn't be going out and living your life by it. But it will give you some really nice confirmation on, you know, where you're at in life, how you're doing, all of that kind of stuff. Fortune telling is something that we definitely don't do. Fortune telling is something that is, you're telling someone's fortune. This is what's going to happen to you. And spiritual guidance is very, very, very different from that. And, you know, at the shop, we all give spiritual guidance. And that guidance is in the form of spiritual counseling, in a way, where we're sitting with people. The cards will always pick up and interpret what's going on with someone's life, how they're feeling, that type of thing. So it should really be a working of two people working together to basically get your end goal, if you like. So nobody should ever go and see a medium or a psychic or anything like that with the intention of they're going to tell me how to live my life. They're going to tell me what's going on with my life. They're going to give me all the answers. Because let me tell you guys, the answers come from you. It's that simple. Kelly, morning, James. My name is Stephen. I am not James. Oh, James is there. Ah, I get you. I see. Right, okay. I get you now. So, like I say, this is something that I normally would not do online. However, I really want to really make it very, very clear that what I'm going to speak about today, this is not things that you should be going out and like selling your house or selling your car or doing crazy things. But these cards, they should be able to give you some really lovely guidance. I'm going to give you a bit of a description of the cards as well and what they mean. And I've got my notes here as well, just so that I'm giving you guys the right information. I've always got my notes there scribbled down with every single card, because I'm sure that you can all appreciate that from the 72 cards in the tarot deck, we're going to need a little bit of prompting sometimes. Although most of the cards I am very, very good with. So, all of that said, do you have any questions before we get started? feel free to fire away, because I'm really, really happy to answer all your questions this morning as well. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop up our wee banner. And perfect. You're loving seeing me doing this. Have you never seen me doing this before, Kelly? I used to do it all the time, but it's not something that I do anymore, really. Okay. So yeah, our website's rolling across the bottom of the screen. And we've also got as well, for lots of you might not know this, but right throughout the lockdown, or in the last year, certainly through the COVID-19 pandemic, we launched what was meant to happen March this year, but we pulled it right back. We pulled it into March 2020, and we launched the Soul Man Academy. So the Soul Man Academy, we have got this amazing academy. We've got a good couple of hundred people enrolled in our courses, which is absolutely fantastic. And the courses, they're all very personal, so they're run by me. Some of them are 4 weeks, some of them are 12 weeks, some of them are 2 years long. So we've got all these courses going on as well, and they are certified courses, some of them. And we are or I am so glad to be able to share with you guys all of my experience of working with the tarot, angel cards, crystals, all different things over the years. So yeah, thought we'd share that. Okay. Louise, no, I don't pull myself a daily card. I don't ever feel that I need to pull myself a daily card. I am very... I never need it, I suppose. Lots of people feel that they want to pull a card for a bit of daily guidance. I could. I've always got these cards here. These cards were designed by my lovely friend Angel Ann, and she actually gifted them to me, and they're probably one of the best sets of cards that I've ever used. So yeah, there you go. Suspicious mind. You're a natural investigator, and do you know what, that makes absolute sense to me right now, because right now I'm doing a wee bit of work on my family tree. We're doing a wee bit of investigation on things with the family tree, so absolutely that makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Any other questions, guys, before I get started? It is a good deck. Hopefully we'll have Anne on next week as well. She's checking her diary and letting me know if she can do it. But Anne is possibly coming on next week, and she's going to be doing a surgery. And that surgery, it is going to be kind of like behind the scenes of Anne, which is amazing. So yeah, I am absolutely passionate about sharing my knowledge and my understanding, and I believe that I have probably got more experience, having this as my full-time job for the best part of 10 years now, and obviously doing it part-time for the last 23 years. I believe that I've accumulated lots of skills and lots of knowledge on this spiritual subject, I suppose. Angela Brown, you're asking, do you do private readings online? So I don't do private readings online, and purely and simply because I'm very, very busy. it's really, really difficult for me to set aside time to do private readings. You know, I suppose if I was the kind of person who was driven by money, I could make a lot of money doing private readings online. However, I choose not to, because my role really is to support and help the people in our academy. And then when I'm at the shop, that's where I do most of my reading. I love when I'm at the shop, I love to be in there with the team. I love to be, like very hands-on and work alongside the team. And we've got the lovely Tamsin. She starts with us very soon. She's actually doing little bits and pieces right now, but Tamsin's our new admin person. So she is going to be doing all of the admin side of the shop, which means that it frees me up to do more on the shop floor. So I'm very excited about that, you know, when we go back to work and when the shop can reopen, I can be on the floor all the time and I get to play every day. So yeah, and obviously the academy, it's growing every single day. You know, there's obviously a lot of work going into it right now because I am currently moving a lot of our course content over to the new training site, which means that people will be able to learn remotely rather than being in classes every single week, which is something that people do want to do, but I certainly don't want to take away from the live aspect of things, you know. So I believe that our courses, they are all absolute value for money. You know, you get me every week, you get a community of other like-minded people, and it's really immersive, interactive learning. So thank you to all you lovely people who are commenting there, who are all our enrolled students, and you're all like, I love the academy. How many stars would you give the academy? Just asking. You know, I'm no biased. You're no biased or anything because you all came on as just normal people. So I am, like I say, I'm going to do some card pools. And these card pools, they are only using the major arcana. So the major arcana for anybody, Danielle, it's out of 10 stars. Don't say 5. I'm joking. Out of the major arcana, you've got 3 different levels. And I'm always about teaching people all about what the tarot cards are. All right. So you've got these 3 different levels of the major arcana. And they are the cards in the major arcana, they're numbered from 1 to 21. This is always the bit that I get wrong. Even when I'm teaching it, our students are like, it's no, but it's 1 to 21. And you have got the full card, which is the number 0. And the full is technically not part of that, but it is part of that. And the major arcana is all about the fool's journey through life. And the minor arcana is also the fool's journey through life. But the fool really is he's like the pawn in the tarot cards, and he is you, I suppose, essentially. And yeah, that's what the tarot is. It's about the fool's journey through life, which is really quite cool. So you've got these 3 different levels. You've got the spiritual plane, which is made up of 7 different types of cards. You also have got the mental plane, which I suppose is all about the mind, and they're made up of 7 cards. And then you've got the practical plane, which is again made up of 7 cards. Now, these 3 sets of cards, they all make 21 cards, obviously. So when someone's constructing your reading or doing your reading for you, what they're doing is they're actually having a look at where these major cards fall. And, you know, if you have got a majority there of cards that come from the practical plane, that would tell us as readers that the main things that are going on in your life are things that are very physical things. Or it could be that there's a little bit of everything, and that's just, it's more of an overall reading. There's mental, spiritual, and physical things going on. Or it could be, whatever's most dominant there. A good reader should be able to recognize that. And that's the way that I've trained all the guys in our academy as well. And that is to be able to recognize the signs that the cards are giving you as to what may be going on in that person's life. So I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm going to start, and we're just going to keep asking questions, guys. Keep tapping the screen as well. We love to see love hearts, or I love to see love hearts flying up on the screen. You give me angry faces and you're banned, all right? We didn't do negativity here, so just give me as much love as you possibly can. Tap that screen, and if you would like to have a little bit of guidance today, just let me know. And I'm going to do this for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to choose a few people, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to have a more of a conversation again. But this is just really to demonstrate to you how the tarot work. And again, like I say, whatever I am doing, and whatever guidance that I'm giving you, it is guidance. This isn't set in stone. So the first person that I'm going to come to, just the first person that I see on my screen there is Stacey. So Stacey, I'm just going to have a wee peek at your picture, tune into your energy. Okay. So, Stacey, the card that you have chosen is the High Priestess. Just going to show you that. See her? Can you see it? So the High Priestess, I always love the High Priestess card. The High Priestess card, she comes from the practical plane. So this is about the physical things that might be going on in your life right now. And what she is about is very much about the subconscious mind. The High Priestess, as you can see there, she sits in front of a veil covered with pomegranates. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. And this card's all about only the initiated can enter. Only the people that mean the most to her can come in, which is really, really interesting. This card is it's all about the entrance to this sacred temple of the High Priestesses. And the High Priestess, as you can see there, it's all about masculine and feminine and balancing things. So for me, whenever I see the High Priestess card coming out in the tarot deck, it's more about balance, and it's about actually taking some time back for yourself. For me, it's more about balance on every single level. So, you might be feeling, and I think a lot of people are actually feeling like this right now, where, everything in your life's feeling really unbalanced on a physical level. You might be okay emotionally, but this imbalance on your physical level, it might be causing imbalance emotionally, spiritually. There could be an awful lot going on there with you. For me, though, this card, it's very much about, just needing to pull back, needing to withdraw. Just be kind to yourself and take a bit of time back. It's a very serene card, so for me, it's and chill. Yeah, so hopefully that makes a wee bit of sense to you. And again, I'm only interpreting the cards when I'm working with you guys. I'm just going to pull into Pauline's comment. So Pauline's saying there, thank you, Pauline, for commenting here. So she's saying that she had 2 readings at the end of the year. One I couldn't relate to and thought I hadn't connected with the reader. However, things have developed and it makes perfect sense now. Huge life-changing stuff. That's lovely, Pauline. I think it's always something, when people are having a reading, it's really difficult sometimes to recognise the things that you might be needing to change in your life. And then sometimes it's not until you go away and you really think about it, you digest it, and then you watch a few months down the line, you're like, actually, that is how things developed with that. So it's really, it's quite fascinating stuff when we are receptive to it, I suppose. But equally as well, like, see if you were sitting with someone and you're thinking, I've paid for this reading. Oh my God, this person is a friggin' arsehole. Get me out of here. Please get me out of here. Like, see if you're feeling like that with someone, you should not be having a reading with them. So if you are feeling that it's quite uncomfortable, the person doesn't resonate with you, I would say do not go with that. Like attracts like. So if you're sitting there with someone that you think is a complete plonker, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself and just say, listen, I'm really sorry. I'm just not feeling that I make a connection with you. So yeah, the person as well, the person reading you, and that's certainly how I train all our guys, is that, see if you're not making a connection with someone. It's so important that you say, I'm really sorry, but this is not working for me. I'm just not making a connection here. So I hope that makes sense. Louise. I'm going to jump to Louise Young. So Louise, me please, would be nice for someone to read me for a change. Yes, Louise. So here we go. Okay. So Louise, you have chosen the Lover's card. So you can see our Lover's card. Oh, can you see it? So the Lovers, I love the Lovers card. For anybody who is interested in the meanings of the tarot, because like I am very much about teaching the meanings and whatever's going on whatever the deck's trying to tell you. So you can see there, I'd love you to have a wee look at the image there on the tarot. And you can see that the Lover's card, this card is all about love. It's about harmony. It's about your values being really aligned. It's about choices as well. And it's about relationships. And they don't always have to be relationships with people. That's really, really important. So the Lover's card, you can see there, it shows the naked man and the woman. It is Adam and Eve. And then they are beneath this angel here. And this angel actually is the angel Raphael, for anybody who doesn't know it, or Raphael, whatever you want to call him. The angel is blessing the man and the woman on their union with the divine. So you can see that he's like blessing this beautiful relationship. The couple stand in this very fertile environment there, which is depicted as the Garden of Eden. And behind the woman, you can see there the small apple tree with a snake winding its way up the trunk. So the serpent in the apple tree, what it's doing is it's representing temptation and sensual pleasures that may take one's focus away from whatever their life plan is. So this card, it could be that there's maybe temptations going on there. This could be around food. It could be around addictive behaviors, things like cigarettes, alcohol, all of that kind of stuff. And I always think that this is probably more the case for most people. The tarot's over 100 years old, and the Rider-Waite tarot is definitely about 150-ish years old. But when you're thinking about that, 150 years ago, people didn't live the lives that they lived back then. So things would have been much more dramatic back then. The 12 flames on the other tree, you can see the other tree there. So these are 12 flames, and they represent passion, which is the primary concern of the man. So, it could be in a relationship where, there's lots of passion coming from one partner and the other person's like, do you know what? I would rather have a fag and a cheese sandwich. So it might be that you just need to reconnect with the passion that is in your relationship as well. The man looks to the woman who watches the angel, interestingly. So, this could be that, you've maybe taken your focus off your relationship a wee bit. So, pull that focus back there, because the Lover's card for me is always like you need to re-find that harmony there in your relationship. And it may not be bad. It may not be really difficult, Louise. It might just be, you just need to ruffle each other's feathers a wee bit, as you can see. And then the volcanic mountain in the background, this is rather phallic looking. You can see that. So this represents the eruption of passion that happens when the man and the woman reconnect with each other. So I hope that makes absolute sense to you, Louise. Let me know if it does. Let me know if it doesn't. Now, my favourite card. Literally have this tattooed on my thigh. Do you? That's amazing. I love that. So hopefully it makes sense to you, but maybe a wee bit more passion, maybe a wee bit more of reconnecting with your loved one. And when I mean your loved one, I mean your other half. And your other half paid me a tenner to say this beforehand. So I'm very, very grateful of him for paying me that money just to make sure that he gets a exciting evening tonight. I'm joking, obviously. Fantastic. Brilliant. Again, I'm not going to be doing lots and lots of readings, guys. I am only going to be doing one more, and then we're just going to have a wee organic chat. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense. Sharon, I'm going to come to you, and only simply because you asked a question with it as well. So I'd love a reading if possible, but can I ask how many different cards are in a pack? Yeah, you can, absolutely. So a tarot deck has got 78 cards. There is 56 cards that make up the minor arcana. So in those 56 cards, you have got 4 suits. And those 4 suits, give me a minute, I just need to check how many cards are in each suit. That's terrible. 56 divided by 4. So you've got 14 cards in each suit. And they start off the ace, they run right through to the king. So you've got ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, and king in each suit. So you've got these 4 different suits, and they represent elements. So they represent, one of the suits represents air, the other represents fire, the other represents earth. Anyway, I could go on, and water. And with these suits as well, they also represent different areas of life. So, for instance, pentacles represent the physical things in life, our wealth, our well-being, all of that kind of stuff. So the different suits of the cards have different meanings with each card in each suit, if that makes sense. And those 56 cards, 14 of each suit, those cards, they make up the minor arcana. The minor arcana is, sorry, I'm really passionate about the tarot. The minor arcana means life's smaller secrets. So, when you're having a reading, your reading should essentially be made up of lots of the minor arcana cards, and maybe 2 or 3 or maybe just 1 of the major cards, because the major cards are the big life-changing things. When we look at the major cards, we have got 22 of those cards, 0, and then 1 to 21, and 0 represents the Fool. And like I said earlier, those cards, we've got 7 of each cards, which make up the practical plane, the spiritual plane, in the mental plane. So that's why when a reader's looking at your cards, they can tell where your reading's going based on, are these cards from the practical plane, are they the mental plane, or are they the spiritual plane? So I hope that makes sense, Sharon. I hope so, because if it didn't, then I do apologise. So, Sharon, the card that I choose for you. I feel like I have to really shuffle your cards. So the card that I've chosen for you, Sharon, is here. So this card is the Chariot. And the Chariot, interestingly, the Chariot is also one of the cards that comes from the practical plane. So, you know, lots of practical things going on with people's lives right now. The practical plane, the Chariot card, I always like to show everybody the description. I'm going to actually pull your comment down so we can see. So this is Sharon's that I'm reading, because I always like people to see the card as I'm reading it, because I think that that's really important. So the Chariot is all about action, determination, control, willpower, and success. So these are the key words that I would give to people when we were reading or when we're training this card. So the Chariot card, as you can see there, it shows this brave warrior standing inside the chariot. See him? Hopefully you can. He wears armor decorated with crescent moons. And this represents what is coming into being. I don't know if you can actually see that. See the crescent moons here and here on his shoulders. So those crescent moons, they represent what's coming, what's developing within that person's life. This card is also very much about the strength of the person's will. So, you know, whatever it is that's knocked you in the past, you have got the will to get over this. It's also very much about spiritual transformation, this card. I absolutely love this card for that reason. And you'll see there as well that although he appears to be driving the chariot, he is not actually holding the reins. Just like the magician's wand, it symbolizes that he controls this through the strength of his will and his mind. So, you know, your life is very much controlled, Sharon, by your own will, rather than feeling like you need to take the reins and take control of things. The charioteer, as you can see there, he stands really tall. There's no sitting down for this guy, as he's all about taking action and moving forward. Above his head is a canopy of 6 pointed stars. So, and I don't mean it's six stars, but the stars have 6 points on them. And what this is, it's suggesting the connection to the divine, it's suggesting the connection to, you know, the very spiritual world. And it also represents, with the sphinxes down the bottom there, this is like that dual connection, you know, having that very practical physical life, but also being very, very spiritual. So I absolutely love this card, because this card is more about, you know, really just focusing on all the changes that you've made, because there is a hell of a lot changed in your life, Sharon, and you are on a very spiritual journey. But with that spiritual journey, when I talk about a spiritual journey, it's like you're throwing yourself into learning more spiritual things, I suppose. But with this, it's not just academically learning. You're learning with yourself. You're learning from yourself. You're learning how you respond to things. So I absolutely love this card. One of the best cards in the tarot, because everybody thinks that the chariot is more about, like, you know, full steam ahead, taking action, and really you taking action, when actually, you carry your life through with the power of your mind, which is a really, really, really strong thing to do. But you will not see this, which is really interesting as well, Sharon. You'll be like, I don't really think I do that. You do. So there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry. I'm shite if it doesn't. Certainly have loads of changes, and I'm learning to relive my life. That's amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Honestly, stay confident, stay fantastic, be you. I'm going to go to one more person and then we'll ask some more questions. I'm just scrolling through to see who I'm drawn to. Come on, guys, get my attention. Ask away. Okay. Lorraine Russell. Okay, Lorraine, so you are my last, my first, my last. Anyway, sorry. Kerry, the tarot course, you're asking how long is the tarot course? It's 12 weeks, but we do have an online version as well. So we've got level 1, which is an online version, and it's a 4-week course. So if you were doing it on the in-person course, it would be 4 weeks, and that's just an introduction to tarot. Then you would move on to tarot level 2, which is a 12-week course, and it's delivered weekly via Zoom, and you have access to our training academy as well. So, which is really, really good. Like level 1's great because it's more about just reading for friends and family. Level 2 is really about getting into the nitty gritty of the tarot. And I know we've got a few of our tarot folks watching this morning who are currently students. So you can share there, guys, on your experience of that. Okay. Lorraine. So Lorraine, the card that I choose for you, hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Is the Star. So the Star card, Lorraine, just so you are aware, the Star card, she comes from, can you actually see it? I'm hoping that you can. The Star card, she comes from the spiritual plane. And I always love seeing the Star card coming out because the Star card is very much about hopes and dreams and, that spiritual element to you. In her position in that, she's the 3rd card and she comes just after the Tarot, after the Tower. So the Tower card is usually when things are feeling like, my life is falling apart. Everything feels really, really horrible and really, really difficult. I'm hoping that you can see that. I'm going to take your comment down actually so you can actually see the card at its fullest. Cool. So yeah, she comes after the Tower, and the Tower is usually, everything's like falling apart, everything feels difficult, sudden change, upheavals, chaos, revelations, awakening, everything feeling totally but the Star card, the Star card's about hope. She's about renewal, about feeling that you have faith and you've found your purpose again. So you can see there where she shows a naked woman and she's kneeling in front of a small pond there, and she's holding that container of water. One on her left, which is her subconscious mind, and then one on the right, which is her conscious mind. She's pouring out the water there on one side, on this side, to nourish the earth. And then she's pouring on the left side, and this is all about her cycle of fertility as well. I'm just having a wee look at my notes. Yeah, this is about her cycle of fertility, and then she's pouring onto the other, which represents the 5 senses. She's got one foot in the ground, which represents her practical abilities and common sense to do what she wants to do. And she's got one foot in the water, which is representing her intuition and her resources to be able to do what she needs to do in life. She needs to listen to her inner voice, though, and she is naked, so that represents her vulnerability. And her purity as well. Behind her, you can see shines one big star, and this represents her core essence. And then the smaller stars, which actually represent her chakras, which is interesting. So your chakras are the energy points in your body. So this would be, that you are really, really focusing on the energy points in your body. Maybe you've went through a period of ill health, or you've been feeling, you've went through the devil and the tower card. So this is like a really, really difficult, very transformational time where people have been moving in and out of your life frequently, and then you come to this card where it's like, this isn't going to happen to me again. I'm not going to allow it to happen again. You're very, very strong in your mind as well with this card. The star card is someone who has been through all of this crap, and they are really, really focusing on their energy and actually making huge, big leaps forward in how they adapt and change to the challenges that life has thrown them. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does. Let me know if it doesn't. Okay, we have got Denise. Denise is asking, how much is your level 1 course, please? I didn't know, actually. Give me a wee second. How bad is that? I'll tell you right now. So level 1, if you want to do the remote course, and that would be, you're not learning with me, but you're getting the virtual version of me. I can't see it. How bad is that? Beginner's Tarot. There you go. So yeah, level 1 with me if you're doing that virtual side of it. Yeah. Do you know what I've done actually? I put up the wrong link for that. Silly me. So the beginner's tarot is £49. And then that moves on to tarot level 2. Should you want to do that, tarot level 2 is £149, but that's a 12-week course. So it's a 3-month learning there. and beyond, because you don't just get those 3 months. You know, you are part of the tarot community, so you're really working. You're really working for quite a long time on, you know, building your confidence. And that one's a certified course, so you would be able to go and obtain insurance from taking part of that course and working with the public. And we do very, very much go into, there's a massive section on all about personal responsibility and, you know, working with people when you should say no. You know, so anybody who is already on level 2 course, you'll know that, you know, I put so much emphasis on making sure that people are not going out there and reading irresponsibly. So you'll see that anyway if you do choose to come on. By the way, this isn't a sales pitch, so please don't think I'm trying to sell our courses, because I'm not. But if you are interested in that level 1, you can do it remotely. So that means that you're able to tap into it at any time, or you can choose to come on to the weekly class. So the weekly class, it's more value for money. And with the weekly class, I'm going to be popping up a link within the next 7 days. So you can go into the Soul Man Academy, which is, I'll pop that up here. So you could go, if you wanted to our academy, which is, no, it's not that one. It's that one. So it's the.soulmanacademy.com. So you could go in there if you wanted to do the remote version where you're not interacting with the class. But if you do choose to come on and do the in-person classes, which is weekly via Zoom, we're going to be running another one of those in the next 2 weeks, or we're going to be advertising it in the next couple of weeks. So basically what that is you have your class with me weekly. Then what you also have is the learning side of it that you'll do. You'll get access to the same content that the guys are getting that log in for the, I cannot think. You will get access to the online course, but you'll also have the added benefit of having a weekly class with myself. So, and that's exactly the same price. It's £49. But if you choose to just do it on your own, it's still £49. Make sense? So it's a different link. It's a completely different way of working. So if you are interested in that one, then what you need to do is you just need to wait until I put up the link for it, and you'll be able to click on that. It's a Google form. You fill in the form, I email you across all of the information, and then we get going from there. So yeah, if that is something that you are interested in doing, fantastic. And then from that as well, level 2, it runs on the back of that. You know, I'm so gutted. I'm actually devastated because the level 2 guys are just about to finish. They've got, I think, 2-3 more weeks. Level 2 guys, just make me aware of that because I don't have my diary in front of me. But yeah, they've only got a few more weeks, and I really want to spin it out a bit longer because, you know, these guys, they have worked so hard. When they started, they didn't have a lot of confidence, and they really came on leaps and bounds, and they're just doing amazing things. So, and I am so proud of them. Lorraine, you're saying there, thank you, makes total sense. Still trying to find that strength. Fantastic. Thank you. Louise, when is the next mediumship course coming? So the next mediumship course is coming in 2022. So I'm afraid you've got a whole year to wait for that. And the only reason for that is because that is a 2-year course, and it takes a long time to go through the mediumship stuff. So that's the reason why we have it for such a long time, purely and simply because, nobody can show you the tools to be a brilliant medium and work with people in 6 months or in 12 weeks. So, that's why I've invested all that time and energy into having these 2-year-long courses with mediumship. So, yeah, there may be opportunity to do another one beforehand. I'm not too sure how we'll go with that. But right now we've got 26 people all on our mediumship mentorship course, which is phenomenal. So good. It's absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, and they're all doing really, really well as well. So we're getting some phenomenal information. Karen, going to pop up your comment. Both courses are amazing. I've learned so much, and the second one builds confidence. And on the plus side, you get to work every week with lovely, like-minded people. You absolutely do. It's one thing that I love about the Soul Man Academy. It really is a community, a loving community. So obviously you've got like the different classes, but you've also got the wider, the larger group, I suppose. Pamela, desperately seeking guidance. Do you have any ideas of when you'll be back? So we're hoping with government guidance that we'll be back the last week in April, when we can reopen the shop again. It's actually quite a good thing because there is a lot of work going on in the inside of the shop, electrical work going on in the inside of the shop next week. I suppose if things had been different and we were open, we probably would have had to close for a few weeks to get these works done. So it's actually... Thank you. There you go. Good boy. It's actually a really, really good thing that this has happened. Stacey, that would be amazing. Not long till you are open. Yeah, so I think with everything else, non-essential shops can reopen the third week in April. So yeah, hopefully all going well. That is the case, and that's what happens. So anybody else got anything that they would like to chat about? Because that's us. We've just got 5 minutes left now. So throwing that out there, obviously not doing any more card readings, but I hope that you guys have seen a different side to tarot cards. I hope that you guys have seen a different side to card readings as a result of today's surgery, because, I am so mindful of the fact that there is lots of people out there doing readings that shouldn't be doing readings. And I am not here to discount anybody at all. For anybody who knows me, I love TikTok. Love TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. But you'll know that I love TikTok. And last night I was scrolling through TikTok, and there was just some really, really unprofessional readings being done on social media platforms. And, it's vulnerable people that they're working with, and it's not okay to be just throwing out random guidance to people. That's why we don't do readings online. We can do readings online, but we would want to see the person, we would want to speak to the person beforehand. We would really want to make sure that that person was in an okay place. So yeah, but without the right training, without the right guidance for the reader, it could potentially be a very dangerous and very harmful thing. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now, right? But the person that I had scrolled across last night was eating a bag of hula hoops. Her cat was walking across the front of the screen. She was swearing. It was just really unprofessional. She's like, "Oh, hold on a minute, babe. I'm going to come to you in a minute, babe. Go and get this effing cat," and screaming at her man, and it was just crazy. So for me, it's really, really important that people have the right training. They are given lots of guidance, lots and lots of training, and they're helped to be able to feel really confident in their craft, so that they're not out there and they don't feel like they're misleading people. They don't feel that they are able to fly before they can run, I suppose. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, guys. What's your thoughts on my ethos around that? What's your thinking on my thinking? Come on, share with me. Be interactive. Kelly, you're saying there, it seems to be a huge trend right now. Yeah, it is. And do you know what? See, for the people that have worked their arses off in their craft, it's maybe unfair, because it's then creating a public perception of our work. That all tarot is unprofessional, and it certainly is not. It certainly is not if the training's right. Louise, I couldn't agree more. It's a huge responsibility being a reader, and some people just don't take that responsibility seriously. Absolutely. And like we say, some people, because I don't like to focus on the negatives of things, but I think when the negatives are outweighing the positives, and when you're seeing more of the negative stuff, it needs to be spoken about and it needs to be addressed. I actually agree 100%. I was gifted a deck within 2 weeks. She was charging online for readings. Oof. I agree. I gifted a deck within 2 weeks. She was charging for readings. Wow. It's madness. Absolute madness. And I think anybody can read cards. Anybody. The way that cards are designed nowadays, for instance, there we go. The home card. Brilliant, guys. The home card. This card would tell me that you're a really homely person. Home lives in your heart. You love to be around your family. You love to be around your friends. That's what that card means. Fantastic. It's going to resonate with someone. Time out. Everybody needs a bit of time out, but you need time out because you need that, because you're going through a really stressful time right now. So you need time out. And the person's like, "Oh my God, that is so me. That's so accurate." The important thing is that the reader is trained in being able to work with vulnerable people, and that they know that, if that person is vulnerable, there needs to be, you need to say no. Some people might be going through serious mental health problems, and they might need more support than just a reading, and that is something that I am very, very proud of at the shop as well, because what we do have is we have our care and compassion coach, which is Susan Watson. And Susan, if people need more than a reading, so if someone came into the shop and they felt really overwhelmed, and we felt like, no, this person shouldn't be having a reading today, what we would then do is we would then signpost them and refer them on to Susan. Susan would do a little bit of work with them for free as well, might I add. And if Susan felt that they needed to then be signposted on to, more tailored support or help, or even their GP or whatever that may be, Susan would then do that as well. So for me, it is vitally, vitally, vitally important that we are looking after people and that we're not working with extremely vulnerable people. So there you go. I'll get off my soapbox now. Susie, you have a great ethos. I follow 2 medias on Facebook. One vapes and drinks cans of Monster, and the other one smokes fags and drinks cider while doing readings. I've seen it. It's crazy. And you know what? Like, each to their own, I suppose. If you want to smoke fags and drink cans of Monster, aye. But is the person on the other end of it really respecting you for that? Or are they saying, this person's really down to earth, they're a medium, but you know what? They're fantastic. They smoke and they drink and they do all the things that I do. And I suppose they're normalising it in a way, which makes sense because we are normal human beings, but equally, it's no professional. Karen, I think it's important that the person has their focus on you as the sitter. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Kelly, I've got the fags and cider in for later. So, that's us, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed today's very different surgery. I've certainly enjoyed working with you, and I hope that you guys, from today, you'll maybe get a little bit more of an understanding on how reading should be working, how readers should work. And yeah, I hope that it's just opened your minds a little bit. So, like I say, if you are interested in the tarot course, you can go on to the.soulmanacademy.com, and on there you will be able to sign up for the tarot level 1. If you want to sign up for tarot level 1 but you want to do the live classes, please hold off on that and wait until next week, or I may actually post up the link over the next couple of days, but please wait, watch our Facebook page and watch where we're going to be posting a link, which is a different link, where you'll be able to click that link, you'll be able to sign up, and then I will be sending you guys out email with all of the details that you need for the live classes, how to pay, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, that is me over and out for today. So I hope that's really helped some of you. And if anybody has any questions, as always, feel free to keep commenting below, but equally send us a message on the Soul Man and Friends page, and myself or one of the admins will answer you quickly. And have a wonderful day, guys. I really do hope that everybody has the most phenomenal, amazing day. And to finish us off, let's pull a card. A card for everybody, yeah? So, the card that I choose for everyone is the Sun! Amazing card, actually. So the Sun card, this is all about things changing, and it's a really, 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 really positive card. This is about like us moving into the future and feeling actually better by the summer. So watch this space. I think COVID's going to end in the summer. I think we all know that, but I think we're all going to be back to a much better place of living come the summer. So just watch where everything feels bright, alive, energetic, and really wonderful by the summer. And that's us. Thank you very much, guys. And I hope you enjoyed a little bit of my wisdom. Take care. Bye for now.
be strong.